Episode 4 Steak with Cherry Wine Sauce. Hello, and let's get started. Getting our side ready, we're just going to peel and dice some regular and sweet potatoes and put them in a bowl and toss them in oil. Once they're oiled up, spread them out on a sheet pan, add some salt and pepper, throw them in your oven. Next up, we rough dice some shallots and onions, and for no reason, spread them out across your cutting board. Great job. That did nothing. Now it's cherry time. And the recipe I used called for dried cherries, but I had some fresh sweet cherries. I cut down on the required sugar for the sauce. So now, it's cherry pitting time. I know this is super exciting. I should make a 12-hour loop of this and post it so people can fall asleep. Make sure you check on your potatoes and give them a flip. Now it's time for the steak. We're making 2 thick New York strips. The first thing you want to do is make them as dry as humanly possible. Like Ben Shapiro's wife dry. Anyway, look at those buttes. The right one looks like saw a ghost, but it's fine. It's just oxidized. And that's a normal change when meat is refrigerated. It's 100% okay to eat. Now pat them dry like a sweaty surgeon. Apply a copious amount of salt. Now let it sit and sweat. Now start the sauce by sauteing half the shallots and the cherries, just until they get a little soft. Then add half a cup of red wine, 1/4 cup red wine vinegar, half a cup of water, and bring to a boil. Now break out the blender and add 1 heaping tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Blend. Put that on the side. Heat oil in a pan and add all the remaining onions and shallots. Saute them for a few minutes. If you prefer no chunks of onions, then you can blend them too. Once they get soft and fragrant, grab that pitcher, introduce your cherry wine to the pan. Add some fresh black pepper and a huge pinch of sugar. Bring to a boil and reduce the heat to medium. We want this to reduce and get all thick and saucy. Once it thickens, bring it to low, get the meat ready. So the meat we are going to broil, so get it going a few minutes before you put in the salty meat slabs in there. And now we broil these thick boys for 6 minutes on each side. While they finish, make sure your sauce is nice and thick. Also taste it. Take your steaks out when they are ready and use a timer. Don't gas and ruin your steak. If you don't want it as rare as me, you can keep it in another minute or 2 per side, or just finish it in a pan and you can make it even crustier. And make sure you let the meat rest. And slice it. And now, the most important part, plating. Throw down some tates, and now, nicely, the meat. That's the stuff. Followed by the fresh cherry red wine shallot sauce. This is only the 2nd time I've broiled steak. It works very well. Gets a nice crust. The star of the show is the sauce. It's delicious, tons of flavor. The Dijon gives it a little extra twang. It's truly a perfect companion to the steak and the potatoes. And by the spoonful, also in your drink. And that's this episode. For any steak fan, I would highly recommend this sauce. If you haven't, give your thick steak a broil. Thank you for watching, everyone, and I will see you next Friday.